Hello everyone. Topics for today's discussion are downlink shared channel and downlink control channel. In the last session, we have seen downlink physical layer processing, and we have discussed about channel coding processing and modulation steps. So, in this session, we will discuss the physical layer processing for downlink shared channels and downlink control channel. First topic is downlink shared channels. The DLSCH downlink shared channel is carried on the physical downlink shared channel PDSCH. This downlink shared channel DLSCH it is a type of downlink transport channel. As you know, the transport channels are used by the physical layer to give services to the MAC layer. So, this DLSCH it is used for transmitting the downlink data, including both control and traffic data. And PDSCH, physical downlink shared channel, it is associated to DLSCH. Therefore, the DLSCH it is carried on the physical downlink shared channel, and data transmission in the PDSCH it is based on the concept of shared channel transmission. That means the resource blocks available for PDSCH is a common resource. This can be dynamically shared among different user equipments using shared channel transmission concept. The dynamic multiplexing of LTEs on the PDSCH is done by the scheduler on 1 millisecond interval. So, in this way the radio resources can be allocated to a specific user equipments. Okay, downlink shared channels carry both traffic and control data from logical channels, and the paging channel PCH is also carried on the physical downlink shared channel. This we can understand from this figure. This shows channel mapping around the downlink shared channel with a hierarchical structure. We have physical channels, transport channels, and logical channels. So, PCH and DLSCH, these are the transport channels. So, these are used by the physical layer to provide service to the MAC, medium access control. Then we have 5 logical channels represented here. These logical channels are used by the medium access controller MAC to provide service to the radio link controller RLC. We have two types of logical channels: logical control channel and logical traffic channels. So, in this case here, this PCCH is the paging control channel, BCCH is the broadcast control channel, and this CCCH is the common control channel, and DCCH is the dedicated control channel. So, these are the control channels, and the last one DTCH is the dedicated traffic channel. So, it is a logical traffic channel. So, as you can see here, PCCH paging control channel, it is mapped to the transport channel PCH, and then 3 control channels BCCH, CCCH, and DCCH, these 3 are mapped to downlink shared channel. Therefore, this DLSCH carries control data. Then this DTCH, this is a traffic channel, it is also mapped to DLSCH. Therefore, DLSCH it carries both traffic and control data from the logical channels. Then PCH and DLSCH, it both are mapped to PDSCH. Therefore, physical downlink shared channel it carries control and traffic data from the transport channel PCH and DLSCH. So, it is associated with 2 traffic channels. Okay, next we will see what are the different channel encoding and modulation schemes that are used in the downlink shared channel. First, consider the channel coding. So, here rate 1/3 convolutional turbo code is used. So, in downlink shared channel it uses the rate 1/3 convolutional turbo code. Already we have discussed this convolutional turbo code method in the previous session. Please go through it. And rate matching is used in order to achieve an effective channel coding rate that matches the payload capacity. This rate matching mechanism also we have discussed. It has various steps like subblock interleaving, bit collection, and bit selection steps, etc. So, here also rate matching is used in order to achieve an effective channel coding rate that matches the payload capacity. Next is the modulation scheme of downlink shared channel. This modulation scheme includes quadrature phase shift keying, 16-array quadrature amplitude modulation, and 64 QAM, and it is chosen based on the channel quality indicator CQI provided by the user equipment and various other parameters such as the size of the transport block, etc. The transport block size, the redundancy version, and the modulation order are indicated in the downlink control information or DCI parameter. And channel coding for the PCH transport channel. So, paging channel is the same as that for the downlink shared channel. So, both in the paging channel and the downlink shared channel, same channel coding method is used. So, in this case it is rate 1/3 convolutional turbo encoder. Okay, next is multi antenna transmission. Here we will see what are the different transmission modes that are used in the PDSH channel. The physical downlink shared channel supports all the MIMO modes specified in long term evolution. There are 7 transmission modes defined for data transmission on the PDSH channel. So, first type is single antenna port 0. Here one transport block is transmitted from a single physical antenna corresponding to antenna port 0. So, this is a SISO, single input single output mode. So, one transport block is transmitted from a single physical antenna, and here antenna port 0 is used. The second transmission mode is transmit diversity. So, in transmit diversity, one transport block is transmitted from more than one physical antenna. So, for example, if 2 physical antennas are used, then we can use port 0 and port 1, and if 4 physical antennas are used, then we can use antenna port 0, 1, 2 and 3. So, this is a transmit diversity mode. Okay, next third type of transmission mode is open loop spatial multiplexing. Here 1 or 2 transport blocks are transmitted from 2 or 4 physical antennas. So, multiple transmit antennas are used, but there is no feedback from the user equipment, therefore, it is open loop. So, in this case pre-coding matrix is fixed. Next type is closed loop spatial multiplexing, CL spatial multiplexing. So, here 1 or 2 transport blocks are transmitted from 2 or 4 physical antennas, but here the pre-coding is adopted based on the pre-coding matrix indicator feedback from the user equipment. So, since feedback from the user equipment is used here, it is a closed loop spatial multiplexing technique. And the fifth type is multi-user MIMO, and here 2 user equipments are multiplexed onto 2 or 4 physical antennas with 1 transport block to each user equipments. Okay, next sixth type is closed loop rank 1 pre-coding. This is a special case of the closed loop spatial multiplexing with single layer transmission. So, here P cross 1 precoder is applied. The last 7th one is single antenna port. So, in this mode of transmission, port 5 is used. So, as we discussed previously, if user equipment specific reference signals are transmitted, then we should use antenna port 5. So, here a single transport block is transmitted from 2 or more physical antennas. The E node B performs beam forming to a single user equipment using all physical antennas. So, here beam forming can be used to improve the received signal power and or reduce the interference signal power. The transmission mode 1 can be classified as a single input single output or SISO mode that does not require any layer mapping and pre-coding, because here one transport block is transmitted from a single physical antenna. And transmission mode 2 to 6 can be classified as MIMO modes, which require layer mapping and pre-coding. So, this layer mapping and pre-coding we have already discussed in the last session. So, since here multiple layers are used and multiple antennas are used, this requires layer mapping and pre-coding. Okay, transmission MIMO modes are classified into two types: open loop transmission MIMO modes and closed loop transmission MIMO modes. This open loop MIMO technique, it requires no feedback from user equipment, and this mode includes open loop transmit diversity and open loop spatial multiplexing. For the open loop transmit diversity, the space frequency block coding is used, SFBC. We have discussed this under Alamuti code and SFBC topics. And open loop spatial multiplexing can be used only if the channel rank is more than 1. Okay, closed loop transmission MIMO mode, it requires feedback from user equipment. User equipment, it first determines pre-coding matrix based on its current MIMO channel and sends this information to the E node B or base station using the uplink control channel. And this mode again it includes CL spatial multiplexing and CL rank 1 pre-coding. In the closed loop spatial multiplexing, rank indicator or channel rank is greater than 1, and in second type closed loop rank 1 pre-coding, rank indicator is 1. Okay, next let us move on to downlink control channels. This is the second topic of today's discussion. Downlink control channels are carried over the physical downlink control channel. So, they contain control information from the MAC layer. Control information from the MAC layer includes downlink control information DCI, control format indicator CFI, and HARQ indicator HI. So, MAC layer control information, it contains these three informations and indicators. And this shows the channel mapping for control information in the downlink. There is a specific physical channel for each type of control information. As you can see here, we have control information DCI, CFI and HI, and they are mapped to corresponding physical channels. DCI, downlink control information, it is mapped to physical downlink control channel. And then CFI, control format indicator, it is mapped to physical control format indicator channel PCFICH. And then HARQ indicator HI, it is mapped to physical hybrid ARQ indicator channel PHICH. So, thus there is a specific physical channel for each type of control information. On the physical layer, the PDCCH and the PDSCH are time multiplex. So, the downlink control channel and shared channel are time multiplex, and PDCCH is carried over the first few OFDM symbols of each subframe, and the remaining OFDM symbol PDSCH is carried. The number of OFDM symbols allocated for PDCCH can vary from 1 to 4. So, it is not fixed, it varies from 1 to 4, and this information is conveyed by the control format indicator CFI. Okay, next is about downlink control information DCI formats. DCI is the most important as it carries detailed control information for both downlink and uplink transmission. So, out of the three control information, DCI is most important because it carries both downlink and uplink transmission informations. Next, first let us see different DCI formats, and then we will discuss about the coding and modulation processing for each control channel. The DCI carries the downlink scheduling assignments, uplink scheduling grants, power control commands, and then other information necessary for the scheduled user equipments to decode and demodulate data symbols in the downlink, or encode and modulate data symbols in the uplink. Long-term evolution defines 10 different DCI formats for different transmission scenarios. So, these 10 formats are given in the table. Go through it. So, here format 0, it gives the uplink scheduling assignment. So, it carries uplink scheduling grants and necessary control information for uplink transmission. Then we have various versions in format 1, like format 1, 1A, 1B, 1C and 1D. These formats provide downlink scheduling information for only one code word transmission without using spatial multiplexing. And then we have format 2A and format 2 and 2A. It provides downlink scheduling information for closed loop and open loop multiplexing respectively. So, in the format 1, spatial multiplexing is not supported. Here in the format 2, both open loop and closed loop multiplexing are used. And in format 3 and 3A, it carries transmit power control, that means TPC command. So, it carries transmit power control command for the uplink transmission. So, format 3 and 3A, it carries TPC commands, transport power control commands. The DCI provides information for different physical layer procedures. The different fields of DCI format 0 and format 1 are explained in this slide and in the next slide. Here information type, number of bits used for those information types, and purpose are shown. Please go through it. This DCI format 0 is used for scheduling of PUSCH, physical uplink shared channel. Go through this slide details. This table shows the fields of DCI format 1. This format 1 is used for scheduling of one PDSCH code word, physical downlink shared channel code word. Again, here information type, total number of bits that are used for that information type and purpose are given. Go through it. Okay, next we will see the coding and modulation processing that are used for different control channels. So, first let us consider downlink control information DCI. The DCI is mapped to the PDCCH physical channel, and multiple PDCCH can be transmitted in a subframe. So, as I told previously, downlink control information DCI is mapped to physical downlink control channel, and multiple PDCCH can be transmitted in a subframe. And here is 16-bit cyclic redundancy check bit CRC is attached to the control information symbols, and the CRC parity bits are then scrambled. The tail biting convolutional code with rate 1/3 is used for channel coding, and quadrature phase shift keying is used for modulation. The PDCCH and the PBCH both are transmitted on the same set of antenna ports. The PDCCH is located in the first n OFDM symbols of each subframe. So, the downlink control channel and broadcast channel are transmitted on the same set of antenna ports, and downlink control channel, it is located in the first n OFDM symbols of each subframe, and n lies between 1 to 4. So, up to 4 OFDM symbols are used for PDCCH, and this table, it gives the number of OFDM symbols used for PDCCH. So, the set of OFDM symbols possible to use for PDCCH in a subframe, it is given in this table. So, in the first column, they have mentioned the type of subframe, different types of subframes, it is listed out there. And in the next column, second and third column, they have mentioned how many number of OFDM symbols are required for PDCCH. So here you can see that in the second column they have considered the condition number of downlink resource blocks NDL RB, it is greater than 10, and in the next column they have considered the condition number of downlink resource blocks less than or equal to 10. So for the first case, up to 3 OFDM symbols are required. So up to n equal to 3 OFDM symbols are required, and for the second case up to 4 OFDM symbols are required. Go through the details. Okay, next let us see what are the different modulation schemes and coding methods that are used for CFI or control format indicator. So this CFI indicates how many OFDM symbols the DCI spans in the subframe. That means it is a indicator which tells us how many OFDM symbols are used for carrying physical downlink control channel at each subframe, because DCI is mapped to PDCCH. Therefore, CFI indicates how many OFDM symbols are required for carrying PDCCH at each subframe, and this CFI takes value of 1, 2, 3 OFDM symbols. This we have seen in the previous table, right? For number of resource blocks greater than 10, 1, 2 or 3 OFDM symbols are used. Therefore, CFI is up to 3, and in the second case, number of resource blocks less than or equal to 10, the DCI spans 2, 3 or 4 OFDM symbols. So here it is given by CFI plus 1. Okay, the CFI uses a block code with a rate of 1 by 16. So code rate is 1 by 16, and quadrature phase shift keying is the modulation scheme used. The CFI is mapped to the physical control format indicator channel and carried on specific resource elements in the first OFDM symbol of the subframe. The PCFI-CH is transmitted when the number of OFDM symbols for PDCCH is greater than 0. The PCFI-CH shall be transmitted on the same set of antenna ports as the PBCH. So previously I have told that physical downlink control channel PDCCH and physical broadcast channel PBCH are transmitted using the same antenna ports. So this PCFI-CH, it is also transmitted using the same antenna port. Therefore, PDCCH, PCFI-CH and PBCH, all these 3 channels are transmitted using the same set of antenna ports. Okay, here we will see which type of modulation and coding scheme we can use for HARQ indicator. LT uses a hybrid automatic repeat request scheme for error correction. So this is the combination of FEC, forward error correction, and retransmission. So both coding and retransmission method is used in the HARQ. The E node B sends a HARQ indicator to the user equipment to indicate a positive acknowledgement ACK or negative acknowledgement NACK for data sent using the uplink shared channel. So if the data is received clearly, then positive acknowledgement is given. Otherwise, if there is any error in the received signal or received data, then negative acknowledgement is given. So it has 2 values. HARQ indicator H equal to 1 is for positive acknowledgement, and HARQ indicator H equal to 0 for negative acknowledgement. And the channel coded HARQ indicator code word is transmitted through the physical hybrid automatic repeat request indicator channel PHI-CH. So this indicator is mapped to the physical channel PHI-CH. Okay, multiple physical hybrid ARQ indicator channels mapped to the same set of resource elements constitute a PHI-CH group, where PHI-CH within the same group are separated through different orthogonal sequences with a spreading factor of 4. A repetition code with rate 1 by 3 and binary phase shift keying modulation are used for encoding and mapping the HIRQ indicator. So, for channel coding, repetition code is used and its code rate is 1 by 3, and for modulation mapping BPSK is used. In this session we have discussed about the different physical layer processing which we can use in the downlink shared channel and downlink control channel. In the next session we will see what are the different physical layer processes that are used in the broadcast channel and multicast channel. Also we will discuss the last two topics of the module, that is downlink physical signals and HIRQ in the downlink. Okay, thank you.